The number one thing that people complain about all the time, ironically, is not having enough time. For a lot of us, it just seems like there's never enough time. We're running around frantic every day, trying to keep up, feeling like we're constantly falling behind. By the time the end of the day comes, we fall into bed exhausted after maybe sitting in front of Netflix for a couple hours. When you're trying to start your personal chef business, your life can seem even more hectic because any extra time you have, you want to be working on your business. You want to be spending it getting it started. You want to get to the fun part with the cooking and the clients who love you and love your food. And having the desire to do that and not being able to do it and have the time for it makes you feel even more stressed and overwhelmed. So really, what can you do to easily take control of your schedule, free up some more time, and generally just feeling better about what you're able to accomplish every week? Well, this simple 10-minute routine that I'm going to show you right now is the answer. And after I explain exactly what to do, I'm going to give you a super hack, how to squeeze every last drop of value out of your precious time and get the most out of it so that you can get on to that fun part, which is cooking for clients. Hey there, Chef Shelly here. I've had a successful personal chef business for over 15 years, and when I'm not cooking for my own clients, I help passionate cooks just like you start your own personal chef business so that you can get paid to do what you love on your own terms. You don't have to go to culinary school if you're not able to. You definitely don't have to spend all your nights, weekends, and holidays working or sacrifice all your family time. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, be sure to subscribe, like the video, and hit the little bell so that you never miss one of my weekly videos. And if you're ready to learn how to start doing personal chef services, aka weekly meal prep services for clients, want to start practicing, I show you exactly how to do it, and you can get the link to my free guide right below this video. The best thing that you can do to set yourself up for success is to spend 10 minutes, just 10 little minutes at the end of the week or the beginning of your week, setting up your time. Most importantly, it needs to be written down. I don't care if it's digital, on your phone, in a bullet journal, on paper, whatever. But as a budding entrepreneur, you are not going to have the mental bandwidth to keep this in your head or to think, I'll just do it when I have time, because we don't, right? So the first thing you do, take your paper, take your phone with the calendar, whatever you want to use, and fill in any appointments that you know you have. And then block out your regular weekly commitments. For instance, the times that you have to pick up your kids from school. And that doesn't mean you just write that on 3 o'clock. That means you put it blocked out for however long that takes. 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after. That's 30 minutes that you won't have. Block that out. Maybe you need to block out the times you work out. If you work out once, twice, 3 days a week. 3 days a week? Good for you, man. Or if you have a job, part-time or full-time, you're currently working, block that all out. After you've blocked out your appointments, your regular weekly commitments, the third thing you need to do, believe it or not, is block out your fun time, your recreational time, your personal time, your family time. This can be such a challenge, but the reason why it's important to do this is if we just take the time that we think is going to be left over from all the commitments we've already blocked out, and all that's going to be the time I work on my business, it's never going to happen. It is totally unrealistic. By building in your personal time first, then you can truly see what you have left over, and you can then mindfully choose to spend that time working on your personal chef business instead of just kind of scrolling through Netflix thumbnails, and the next thing you know, an hour's gone by and you were going to work on your business a little bit in that evening time. And not only did you not work on your business, but you feel like you didn't even really have any fun. You didn't watch anything. You were just kind of It sounds crazy, but you actually need to be just as intentional about your relaxing, fun, preferred activity, family, whatever time, as it is your work time. It's kind of like a little bit more gentle work hard, play hard. You need to be just as intentional about your play as you are about your work. After you've built in all that time, now look at the time in your week. See how much time you actually have available to work on your business. And then you can intentionally block out and commit to time for it. Now, if one of those things you need to work on is learning how to do personal chef services, learning how getting the practice in doing weekly meal prep client services, you can go to the link below this video and get my free guide, How to Do Weekly Meal Prep Services for Clients. It'll walk you through that. You can build that time into your calendar and make sure you're getting your practice in every week. Now, here it is, the super tip. Super tip. Let's say in your calendar, it's a Tuesday afternoon and you know you have 2 hours available to work on your business. 2 hours before you have to pick the kids up from school. 2 hours before you have to go to your job or go to the gym or whatever, right? And you just know that's when you want to work on your business. Do not put in that 2 hour time block, work on business, or work on business plan, or work on recipe collection, or work on business flyers. Are you seeing a theme here? Because here's what will happen. As human beings, when we sit down and look at work on business plan, we'll work on the business plan for 2 hours. And then at the end of the time, what will you have? You'll have worked on your business plan, gotten distracted a lot, not really accomplished anything, maybe spent some time Googling, maybe gotten confused about what you need to include in your plan. Listen, super tip. The best thing to do in the time you have that you want to work on your business is not to write down what you want to work on, but write down the result of what you want to have completed at the end of your time block. If you look at that 2 hours and you know that you could have your business plan finished, write down completed business plan, finished business plan. For me, I know that if I write something down like work on flyer, I will spend hours and hours and hours on Canva designing a flyer. I will spend a miserable amount of time adjusting colors, rearranging images. I will go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole trying to pick out the perfect picture, trying to make the perfect arrangement. And let me tell you, this is a total waste of time, right? Maybe you've done this too. At the end of the day, I hate to say this, but designing a flyer is not going to get you any clients. Giving a flyer to people and talking to them about your personal chef business, about your services that you do, is actually what gets you clients. So until you're actually in front of a person with your flyer, you want to get through it as quickly and efficiently as possible. You do not want to spend hours and hours on your flyer. You want to spend hours and hours talking to people about your services. That's how you get clients. You want to get the flyer done. I promise you, the shade of purple that you're using, the exact font that you're choosing, none of that is going to make diddly squat difference in getting a client. If you can beautifully, compellingly explain your services and talk to people and tell them everything they need to know, listen to them, be able to tailor exactly what you do to how you're explaining it to them and have compelling conversations, you are going to get clients no matter how, I'm going to say it, no matter how crappy your flyer looks, no matter the fonts, no matter the colors, no matter any of that, because the perfect looking flyer is not going to get you clients. So if you know that in theory, you are capable of finishing a flyer in 2 hours, Set that intention to have the flyer finished, not just to work on your flyer, right? Another thing we human beings do is no matter how much time you give yourself, you're gonna fill up all that time. If you give yourself 6 hours to make the flyer, you will spend all 6 hours on that flyer. So be really intentional about how long you realistically think it should take you to make the flyer, and then block out that time. I know if you run into technical issues, if your internet's not great and you're having trouble, maybe you don't know Canva as well and the mechanics are taking you longer than you thought it would. Now that, don't beat yourself up for. Even if you find yourself repeatedly getting distracted by texts or your email or Facebook, just keep gently bringing yourself back. There are a lot of different tools you can use on any type of device, like timers, things that will even block you from going to places like Facebook so that you can use that precious amount of time you have to stay focused. But again, when it's challenging, this is a practice, not something that you're going to be perfect at right out of the gate. And whipping yourself, if you're not doing it perfectly, to get the work done is not only not fun, it is not effective. Building a personal chef business is hard, and you need to handle yourself with grace and compassion if you want to be as successful as you're capable of, because the clients are out there and they're hungry for what you're cooking.